Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Warships with Rear Admiral Jingles. Today we have a Tier 10 arms race battle for you here on the Sleeping Giant map, starring Humbug 1S1K in the Pan-Asian Tier 10 destroyer, the Yu Yang. The matchmaking's actually pretty favourable. I mean, it's a Tier 10 battle, but there are some Tier 9s and Tier 8s in it. There's no aircraft carrier, and the enemy team only have one radar. The US Navy Tier 10 light cruiser, the USS Worcester. So what do you need to know about the Yu Yang? Well, it's an L&N Sumner class destroyer that was delivered to Taiwan by the US Navy in 1970. The L&M Sumners were a derivative of the Fletcher class, easily the single most successful class of destroyers ever constructed. The Fletcher, of course, is available in the US Navy tech tree at Tier 9. So if it's essentially a Tier 10 Fletcher, it had better have a couple of tricks up its sleeve to justify the bump up one tier. And yeah, it does. In common with most, in fact probably all, Pan-Asian destroyers, it comes with deep water torpedoes. Deep water torpedoes are basically regular torpedoes, except they, as the name would suggest, travel further underwater, which means that they cannot hit destroyers because the draft on a destroyer is too shallow for the torpedo to make contact. But they tend to have higher than average damage, and because they travel so far under the water, they're a lot harder to spot. Generally, you don't, unless you're running hydro, you don't know there's a deep water torpedo about to hit you until it's usually way too late. Now, when the Yu Yang was first introduced into the game, as well as the standard damage control party consumable and the fairly standard engine boost, it also came with surveillance radar, smokescreen generator, and a torpedo reload booster. Actually, I'm not sure about the torpedo reload booster, but it definitely got smoke and radar at the same time. This was just a teeny little bit overpowered, and it relatively quickly got nerfed, and now Yu Yang captains have to choose between the smoke and the radar. And Humbug here has gone with the smoke, which is by far the safest choice. The Yu Yang radar was never really that good in the first place. It had a very limited range and short duration, but it was useful if you found yourself in a close quarters gunfight with an enemy destroyer that had just smoked up. Something which now, if you had picked the radar, you wouldn't be able to do yourself, because it's one or the other. You can no longer have both. As well as the deep water torpedoes, the Yu Yang has excellent stealth. Not quite best in class. I believe the Shimakaze has slightly better, but he's certainly the stealthiest ship in this battle. The Yu Yang's guns are not bad. They're not great. They've got longer range than the American Tier 10 counterpart, the Gearing, which is itself a development of the Fletcher, but they have a slower rate of fire. But they're not bad. The top speed is kind of average, 36.5 knots. But with the speed flag and the engine boost running, the Yu Yang will comfortably exceed 40 knots. Oh, that's a lot of big fat juicy battleship targets. And yes, he's burned the torpedo reload booster there, which honestly I think was an excellent decision, given the amount of battleship tonnage in the gap between those two islands. That's 20 torpedoes he's just launched. And these things hit hard, and they're very fast. And they have a good range, and of course they are deep water torpedoes, although that didn't appear to help the Aegir. The three ships over there, only the Aegir could have been running hydro, but he ate three of them. Oh, there's another two. Wow, yep, he's down. Guess he should have been running hydro. But wait, there's more. He used the torpedo reload booster, so that's 20 torpedoes launched. That's 10 hits. Can we get one more on the Sovetsi Soyuz? It's too late for the first blood award. Holy crap, look at the reload now. 98.7 seconds. He's also gained a reduced cooldown on the torpedo reload booster. And it's usually wise if you get the opportunity, and you couldn't have asked for a better opportunity than that, to use the booster early on, because it does have a very long cooldown, unlike the torpedoes themselves. By default, I think it's 3 minutes. It's less than that now. That's 134,000 damage done. And the battle's Not even 5 minutes old. It is arms race, of course, so there are a number of buffs available to be picked up. Torpedoes are ready to go again. You know, he's going for the grosser Kurfürst. The grosser Kurfürst, of course, like many other German battleships, well, not many, but like quite a few of the German battleships, does come with hydro. And it's often a very, very difficult target to successfully torpedo. Now, if the grosser Kurfürst is paying the slightest bit of attention, he will be aware that there's a torpedo threat lurking around over here. Let's have a look. I mean, the torpedoes are looking pretty good. Yep, he's turning. He's running his hydro. He saw them. He's turning and slowing. Ah, well, it was worth a shot. I mean, the torpedoes are ready to go. He didn't have anything else to launch them at. But he might now. You see the Iowa over there that was charging around the corner so bravely earlier, which is, you know, fine, because at the time he did have backup from a very, very heavy cruiser and an extremely tough battleship, but he just ran out of friends. Now, there's still 40 seconds left on the torpedo reload. So there's no way they are going to catch the Iowa. It's just moving too quickly. However, the Iowa, having just realised that he's just run out of friends, is no longer confident about charging around the corner of that island straight into that lot. So, with a little patience here, Humbug could get himself an Iowa, because he's cutting in behind the island to shield himself from the gunfire of, well, all of them. Now, the Yu Yang is very, very stealthy. I think I might have overstated its stealth capabilities just a little. I mean, it's good, 5.8 kilometers. Anything below 6 kilometers is good, although it's clearly not as good as the Shimakaze, which can get it down to 5.4, which is crazy good. However, he is definitely inside spotting range from the Iowa. And while the Iowa's attention may not be focused this way, it also might, because, well, the torpedoes that just wreaked havoc amongst his teammates had to have come from somewhere. So it doesn't pay to take any chances. Now, with the torpedo reload booster back up, he has just used it because, well, the Iowa would have slowed down to make the turn, and it's now accelerating around the corner. So there's a chance that the original salvo of... No, they got him. Okay. That was actually a waste of a torpedo reload booster, but hey, a kill's a kill. And it's also 182,000 damage. Well, with the threat to this flank well and truly taken care of, it's time for Humbug to turn his attention elsewhere, which is going to be really bad news for any cruisers or battleships. There are no carriers in play, by the way. Like I said, very, very good matchmaking for a sneaky destroyer like the Yu Yang. Only one radar, and that's it, the Worcester over there, and he is inside radar range, although he's also inside torpedo range. Oh, the team have just lost a Benson. They're still 2 kills up. About 100, slightly less than 100 points. The Worcester is actually backing up, which is going to make it, and also he's not exactly presenting the best possible angle. Nevertheless, getting rid of the enemy's only radar, 13.5 kilometer range. They're pretty fast. He might actually be able to catch the Worcester from here. He is having to get closer inside its radar envelope, however, in order to guarantee that the torpedoes have time to catch up and actually hit him. And that could be a problem if the Worcester decides to use the radar for any reason. And of course, the Worcester decides to do exactly that. But even though Humbug is inside the Worcester's radar range, he has taken this into consideration. I know he's popped his smoke screen, and I know that smoke is no defense against radar, but he's only just inside the Worcester's radar range, and the Worcester was backing off, and sure enough, after a couple of seconds, he's no longer detected. As a quick look, yep, there we go, good stuff. He's managed to successfully lay a smoke screen, obscuring himself from all of the enemies over there. Now he's going to slow down, yep, and start raining death and destruction down on the Amagi. In so much as you can, in a destroyer arm with, oh, look at that, double torpedo hit, you got the Worcester. The Worcester, by the way, as well as radar, the Worcester actually has a dizzying array of available consumables, and hydro is one of them. But he ate the torpedoes anyway. It's 243,000 damage. Holy crap, there's more torpedo hits. And a double flood. What did he hit? I didn't see anything over there in the way of the torpedoes other than the Worcester. Well, he's definitely hit something. And something's just blown its damage control. Okay, now this is going to be risky. Admittedly, he doesn't have any more radar to worry about. But if that submarine pops up at the wrong moment, and he gets spotted, I mean, it's only really the Amagi that he needs to worry about. And the Amagi isn't exactly known for having great secondaries. Still, the Amagi definitely knows he's here, and if he switched to the high explosives, the Amagi has 10 16-inch guns. Doesn't need to score that many hits to inflict some serious damage. Is the submarine going to pop up? Because if he does, yeah, things could get tricky. He's clearly waiting. I mean, the torpedoes are almost ready to go. In fact, no, the torpedoes are ready to go, as is the torpedo reload booster. He clearly wants that Amagi, but is also paying attention to where the submarine was last seen. There go the depth charges. Anything? Nope, he's still ahead of you. Alright. He's got the engine boost available if he wants to close the distance. He's going to try his luck on the Amagi. He's still comfortably outside of spotting range from the Amagi. The only real issue he might have is if that submarine pops up to periscope depth, and there go his torpedoes. He's right there in front of him. He's launching the torpedoes at the Schlieffen next to Humbug. And yet, how the hell did he do that without coming up to periscope depth? Because he didn't. Otherwise, he would have spotted Humbug. Humbug dumping some depth charges. The submarine did manage to sink the Schlieffen. More torpedoes away. There he is. Now he's spotted. Right. He did come up to periscope depth. Okay, you've been pinged, but, well, damage control takes care of that. You can't afford... yeah. Can't tell what kind of ammunition that was from the Amagi, who has definitely just eaten one torpedo and is probably very likely to eat some more. There's the Confederate Award to go with the 2 devastating strikes and the high caliber. This is 280,000 damage here, by the way. Submarine's forced to surface. Now he can hit him with the guns. He's managed to get some torpedoes away and he has scored a hit, but minimal damage because point blank range. There goes the Amagi. Submarine's diving again, but it can't stay down for long. Oh, the team have taken the central cap. The enemy team are down to 190 points, and Humbug's team are getting 10 points per second because they've taken the central cap in the arms race mode. He's used the damage control, get the engine back up. Engine boost running, pepper in the area with depth charges. He's probably got 4 seconds to... no, too late. Oh, the U-4501 gets away with it by the skin of his teeth, which is a shame, because if you can't kill a carrier, the next best thing is killing a submarine. But still, while Humbug was denied the Kraken Unleashed for 5 kills in the dying seconds of that arms race battle, he did score nearly 294,000 damage from 22 torpedo hits, which puts him comfortably, like by far, at the top of the team on base experience earned. So I suspect he's probably not too upset. Also, given that the U-4501 managed to get more than 1,000 base experience on a defeat, I think he was entitled to escape intact. I think we can probably forgive him for that one. So well done to him too. But there you go. Nearly 300,000 damage and 22 torpedo hits from Humbug in the Yu-Yang. Hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, take care. And I'll catch you next time.